semifinals between SynRG against Team Just the Usual in the League Monthly February 2012 tournament, brought to you by Esports Monthly. My name is Regards, bringing you the shoutcast, being partnered with Nicantor from Team Rage, who you might have seen in some of the earlier games if you were watching any of them. Nicantor, thank you so much for taking some time to help me shoutcast this game despite all the different technical difficulties that have been going on. It looks like we're going to have a good game. Team SynRG is coming in here a game up over Team Just the Usual. We have SynRG up at the top and Just the Usual down at the bottom here.
Yep. So what do you think the lane matches will be?
I think like individually, who do I think will win?
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to be going top or who's going to be going mid between Akali and Vladimir. I think that Irelia beats both of them. I think she beats Akali a little bit harder than Vladimir. And I think Ziggs can hold his own early on against Vladimir. I don't know if he'll be able to against Akali. We'll see.
I actually think Ziggs beats Akali too, because he has range. But yeah, like, I think though SynRG's ball lane is really good. They have Sona and they have Tristana, but as you see, like, they have a CV on Sona, whereas the other team has a heal and they have a exhaust, and while someone has disconnected.
Yeah, Raging Kenny has backed out, who is the Corki player, and I hope that we'll see him come back in. It looks like Pawn Gypsy's just saying play, so they're going to keep playing, it looks like. Hopefully there's not crash on the League of Legends client. Pings all going off here for both teams, as it looks like they're trying to make their way through the jungle and maybe decide on a 1v1 fight. Who would you think would win the 1v1 fight on this?
1v1 fight? I think Gangplank's really strong 1v1. His passive is super strong. But if, like, in a 1v1, I think... I actually think in 1v1, Pawn Gypsy's team, Just the Usual, is gonna win. Because they have Udyr, they have Irelia, and they have Corki. Like, they do insane amount of damage level 1, and the only damage dealers on the other team are Gangplank and Tristana.
And it doesn't look like either team's really going to challenge it. It looks like they are going to make their way into their own blues and kind of just hang out and set off the jungle in kind of a typical manner, not really invade. So I don't think we'll have to worry about a 1v1 fight here.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, Corki did disconnect, so they're like kind of behind on that. But yeah. Gangplank started with Vampiric Scepter. That's quite unusual because you usually start with boots or cloth armor on him.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting, especially he did go with his raised morale, so he will be getting more back from the Vampiric Scepter.
Yeah, I told you, man. Raised morale all the way on Jungle GP.
No, I agree with you. I usually run it too, so that's why I was asking you. I was kind of curious. And I mean, you can just see between the two how fast Udyr clears it out and how much health he still has versus Gangplank, which is something I really think we're going to be watching out for. And it looks like they're going to send a... Sorry, go ahead.
I like how they actually gave him a huge leash, so he did not use red on blue. I mean, he did not use smite on blue buff.
Something we've been seeing a lot more of, actually, is junglers like Udyr taking blue without having to worry about smite, and then actually going into the opponent's jungle and taking their red. Now, he's not doing that. In fact, he's going straight to his red, but he'll be able to take it fast because he has the smite now.
He actually took Bear Stance level 2. That is interesting, because people usually take red Turtle Stance. So I think you might possibly be seeing a level 3 gang top, and yep, here it comes.
Yeah, it looks like Udyr's starting to make his way up towards the top. Akali is not hurting too much. Irelia is actually hurting. It looks like she's trying to bait her a little bit. There goes in the Akali Shroud. There's Udyr. Udyr's running in there. Akali's going to run out, and it looks like she's going to more or less be baited out there, and not too much is going to happen out of that.
Yeah. Ball lane, there's a lot of harass going on Corki.
Yeah, look at that power chord from Sona onto Corki. Corki taking a lot of damage. Janna, though, is going to put out the heal, and excuse me, not the heal, but her shield. Oh, there goes big rocket jump in. Sorry, bottom as well. Rocket jump in from Tristana, not able to get the kill. Both flashed, and now we also see a big gank going on from Udyr up top to Akali, and bottom lane having to waste a lot of their summoners on that attack, including, if we take a peek here, Tristana had to waste her exhaust, and actually Udyr picking up the kill on Akali. Sorry, I missed that one.
I must say that was a good flash by Udyr. Like, Akali, like, showed overextended a little bit, and Udyr just came, bear stance, and flashed on her, and they were able to pick up the kill like that because Akali already wasted her flash in the previous gang by Udyr.
So we
that
see
was
first,
good play.
yeah, first blood going over to team Just the Usual. And Just the Usual right now needs to win this one because they are down a game coming into this game. So Just the Usual looks like they're taking first blood, and that's going to go to Udyr. And so that's going to give Udyr the 1-0 lead, and he also has the lead right now on Gangplank. Oh, no, he doesn't have the lead in Gangplank in the jungle. So we'll see him kind of making his way around.
He doesn't have the lead, but keep in mind that he has the first blood. So he's actually 400 gold above Gangplank just because of the first blood.
We see some pings going off in mid, and Udyr with his bear stance. I wonder if he's going to try to go in at Vlad. Vlad does have a level 1 into his pool, so, I mean, he's not really that... he's kind of hard to gank. Now, Udyr is starting to make his way down towards the tri-brush for the AD carries. SynRG is way too overextended. They don't have wards. Udyr coming in there. He's going to go straight for Tristana. Gangplank is in there as well. The rocket jump from Tristana. She's going to jump out of there, and not too much is going to come out of that as the Janna tornado goes in and hits Tristana. However, that could have been extremely dangerous. The rocket jump from Tristana was just a great heads-up play from her, but man, that was a close one.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I'm guessing Gangplank does not have the mastery on Runic spell because Udyr took blue buff before Gangplank and he still has it, and Gangplank lost his blue buff, so yeah.
A lot of harass going down on Aurelia up top. Akali's really doing a good job of forcing her to kind of sit back, and every time she goes in for a creep, she lays down that mark and does some damage onto her. So it's kind of interesting. Even though Akali did die right away there, she's still doing a good job of harassing Aurelia.
Yeah, but she's still getting out. Oh, ball in.
Yeah, big damage going off down to Corki. Corki's going to get the shield from Janna. It is not going to be enough, though, as Tristana comes in there with the rocket jump and her auto attack and is able to take down Corki. That'll be another kill for... that'll be a kill for SynRG. Now it's going to be tied 1-1 in kills. The first blood, though, did go over to Just the Usual.
Yeah, that was actually... I think Tristana actually flashed to get the kill there.
Yeah, Tristana did have to use her flash, and she also has exhaust down as well, so no summoners bot lane for Tristana. Janna does not have her summoners as well. Actually, Clairvoyance is up.
Ooh, top.
Yeah, we see Udyr coming in there. Bear stance down from Udyr. We see the Shroud. There goes the pink ward. Great pink ward from Chris. Big time damage onto Akali, and she did not stand a chance. The Ignite did go off on Aurelia, however, it will not be enough, and Aurelia will escape just fine. Akali is now 0-2, and that's one thing that you warned about, is making sure Aurelia does not get fed early on, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, that was great play by Udyr. He dropped the pink ward, the Shadow basically useless, and they ended up picking a kill. Because if he did not drop the pink ward, Akali would have killed Aurelia because she was like really low, and she possibly would have even lived.
An interesting buy for... I was looking at the wrong person. I thought Udyr had purchased 2 Dorn's Blades. Udyr went with the quick Philo Stone and Boots, and so he's going to have a lot of sustain. He'll be able to give his blue buff over to Ziggs, who Ziggs definitely benefits big time from that blue buff, and he'll still have the sustain from the Philo Stone. We do see Udyr going in there. Gangplank is up in Just the Usual's jungle right now.
Well, there's nothing to take because Udyr did just clear it up, so yeah.
He will lay down a ward, though, at that I'm not even sure what you call that quad lane right there. And
we usually call it enemy's jungle entrance.
The jungle entrance?
Yeah, because that's usually the way you want to enter the jungle with.
Okay. So they do lay a ward down there at the jungle entrance, so that'll kind of give them a heads up on when wraiths are up and if anybody's coming in for the gank. Tristana just kind of filling out, taking some CS here. We see Tristana with 40 CS compared to Corki's 38 CS. And we see Ziggs doing some big-time damage onto Vladimir. Man, Ziggs just does a lot of damage, and Vladimir kind of having to back off.
Yeah. Yeah, like, every lane's even except top. Like, besides, Corki died once, yet he's still keeping up in CS with Tristana. That's, like, really good. The blue buff is gonna go over to Ziggs from Just the Usual side. So that's gonna help him out a lot because Ziggs is the champion. He needs mana.
Oh, big damage going off onto Akali. Sorry about that, but Akali just getting destroyed there by Aurelia, who came in. She had her ultimate, so as soon as Akali laid down the Shroud, she also had the Ignite and was able to use her ultimate to take her down, and Gangplank's going to come in there to kind of take the place and grab the CS. But man, that was a crazy fight.
Man, I just don't think Akali is a good pick now because Aurelia is... Wow, I just don't know what to say. Let's see the goal advantage. Aurelia is at 2.6k and Akali's at 1.5k, so Aurelia's 1100 gold above Akali. And that's gonna make a huge difference, especially when it comes down to dragon fights and stuff, because Irelia Snowball is so good because of her true damage that it's just really impossible to win against the Irelia once she gets farmed and fed.
We see Udyr going in there and taking all but one Wraith in the Wraith camp, so that'll hurt Gangplank when he gets his way back in, and Udyr's going to go back right away as well. Kind of interesting to look. Udyr, he had another pink ward. He did lay it down. I'm not totally sure where he laid it down. He did have another pink ward, though, and some really aggressive warding from both teams, just the usual, though, with the pink wards, and really kind of helping out, keeping an eye on that Akali. And it looks like actually they're going to switch.
Oh, didn't he use the pink ward for Todd when he went to kill Akali?
He grabbed another one after that. He had another one as well.
Oh, he must have sold it because I don't see a pink ward anywhere. Unless he dropped it in the bottom tri-bush, which got cleared by another pink ward.
Now we do see pings going on up there as it looks like SynRG kind of calling it. Oh, big time damage going off onto Akali once again. Akali just not able to keep up with Ziggs, and Ziggs doing some big time damage. Throws out some bombs, also lays down the Ignite and almost had her. Not enough. Oh, there was the ultimate! It's not enough, but it is so close. Akali is just sitting there by a thread right now.
I just don't know. Like, they shut down her so much that you can't really do anything right now. Like, she's just being out CS by anyone. Like, everybody in the game is out CSing her except with the supports.
And actually, Udyr's coming around here. Sorry, go ahex.
I think she's going for a Hextech Revolver because she has two Amplifying Tomes.
Now we do see Vladimir, who is right now kind of out of place. He does see Udyr coming in there. I expect him to pull pretty soon here. Udyr goes in. Oh, there goes the flash, or excuse me, not the flash, but the ghost from Vladimir. And Udyr's going to step back out of there, but he does know that he's sitting in that bush. They do have it warded.
Yep. Bot tower is like half health, and yeah. You know, to be honest, I was expecting to see a little more action ball lane because Tristana is such an aggressive lane. She does a lot of damage, especially her E, which reduces healing and everything. So I was actually thinking about seeing a lot of aggressiveness from them because they have sustained Corki, John, and Dawn. So yeah. Oh, here you go.
Oh, some big time damage going on. The Gangplank ultimate does go off. Sona hits her ultimate, but it doesn't hit anybody. Valkyrie out from Corki. There goes the exhaust onto Tristana. Tristana's going to have to waste her flash. There goes the Janna ultimate. In a bad place right now is Sona. Sona's taking some big time damage. The rocket jump in from Tristana. The exhaust onto Corki. And there's just big damage. Oh, and the ultimate from Ziggs is able to take out Tristana. And he comes in, lays down another bomb onto Sona. And that is going to be a 2-for-0 exchange. And they're going to go for Dragon here. That is going to be a big take for Team Just the Usual right now.
That was really good play by Lupinus. Like, he came down. Like, that was really good. I think that was very coordinated, and they did get heal baited because Corki did use heal, and yeah, they ended up making the exchange that wasn't in their favor. 2-0.
And that's going to give them a big gold advantage. They already have a 3K advantage. And there goes Vladimir taking out Aurelia. So SynRG answering just a little bit there, able to take out Aurelia and grab a kill, saying, you know, they're holding on by a thread there, but that thread just got a little bit bigger. And we see Udyr sitting around there. Udyr's pretty low health. He's probably not going to want to go into Akali, even though Akali has taken a really hard early game. She still does hit pretty hard and pretty fast. Her burst is pretty high, so I can't imagine Udyr going in on that. He's going to go out, and we're going to make the way back in.
I am actually disappointed on Pawn Gipsy right now. Like, okay, both of their lanes are AP, and I don't know why he's getting a phage. If I was him, I would get a Wit's End before anything else, because if you have Wit's End, basically you already won the lane, because you'll have MR, you'll have attack speed, and that is just wow.
Well, not just that, but you gain more MR the more you attack as well, so I mean, it's really kind of an aggressive item against an AP lane.
Yep, but you know, Aurelia is like my worst champion in the game. Not gonna lie, my worst top solo is Aurelia. I get, like, if I even pick Aurelia, like, even if I just Shonen champ select, my player's like, what the hell are you doing? You suck with her.
We do see a little bit of harassment going on back and forth down at bottom lane. Corki going in there with his Gatling gun. He's kind of switching over targets between Tristana and Sona. Oh yeah, we do see Udyr over at the blue buff, and Ping's going down there. Gangplank is around there, and looks like the CV is going to go off and scare Udyr off, and they'll grab the blue buff, I would assume. Now, something to note, there is a ward there.
Yeah, that's why. I think they were trying to, like, fight for blue. Well, I mean, it's like a perfect time because Akali is behind, but I think I don't think they should fight this because if Akali can. Oh wow, that's some good damage by Luke.
Yeah, there goes the ultimate from Gangplank, the ultimate from Ziggs as well. Ignite is off onto Udyr. Udyr's taking some big time damage. Udyr's going to fall to Vladimir. Akali is going to fall to Irelia, and Gangplank is really low right now. One Blade Surge onto him, yep, and it looks like Gangplank is probably going to fall here to Gangplank. Ziggs is also on the run right now from Irelia, or excuse me, not from Irelia. Ziggs is on the run from Vladimir. Vladimir so close to getting Ziggs right now, and in Ziggs,
oh,
wow, I cannot believe that. And also bottom lane, both AD carries trading. Corki is still alive, and he is doing some big time damage onto Sona. He is not going to want to dive that. There goes Irelia in onto Vladimir. Vladimir is going to fall down. A big grab for Just the Usual, who are going to take this kills, and they're going to be up 9-4.
That's a pretty good trade, but you gotta keep in mind that Udyr did lose Oracle there, so he's 400 gold behind.
And that was a 3-1, excuse me, a 3-2 exchange between the two teams. However, they do also get blue buff.
3-1.
3-1.
Lupinez didn't die. Yeah, Ziggs didn't die. Ziggs actually survived with like 1 bar of health, so it was 3-1. So it actually turned out in their favor, despite Udyr losing oracles.
They did grab that blue buff too, which is so important, and they gave it to Irelia. And Irelia could probably really benefit from that, considering the blue buff 4 right now, Team Just the Usual is up, so I'm sure Ziggs will go down there and grab it.
Yep. I really hope Gipsy grabs Wit's End, because please get Wit's End before you even get Sheen, because that is so good on Irelia. Because it gives you attack speed, and it also like makes your passive from your W, I think, the one that does true damage.
Yep.
So you're doing true damage more often, plus you're healing off that a lot too. So it's actually really good on Irelia.
Kind of interesting. Udyr stayed in lane. He's going to go ahead and soak up all that experience while Ziggs goes in and takes the blue buff. And so Ziggs is going to come around here. I wonder if they're going to possibly try to go in at Akali. As Ziggs is sitting in that bush, no, Udyr's going to bail out. He's just going to take some of the experience, soak it up, and now Ziggs is going to go in there and push up the lane. I'm kind of surprised that he's going to push up the lane so hard. I would think that you'd want to sit back and just CS.
Actually, Corki's doing really good, considering he was like behind on CS early game.
Taking a look at the CS matchups, we've got Ziggs and Akali, which is kind of unfair to compare the two, but 99 to right now 60. Probably better to compare him to Vladimir. And Vladimir is actually beating Ziggs right now, 104 to 100. And Ziggs is just laying all sorts of harassment down on Akali. Looking at the other players as well, Corki right now with 123 compared to the 96 from Tristana. So yeah, he is beating her right now in CS. And then also Gangplank, he has 76 right now. And it looks like a tower is actually going to go down. So the first
tower of the game.
Yeah, first tower is going to go to Just the Usual.
Yep. Ooh, look at what Irelia bought. Look at the item. What did I say?
It's the Wit's End. You called it.
Yep. That's such a good buy on her. Like, yeah, it's amazing. I don't think she's gonna lose lane anymore.
Ziggs is coming in on top. There goes the Blade Surge onto Vladimir. Vladimir's taking big time damage. He is ignited. There goes the Satchel, and he is going to fall to Irelia. Boy, oh boy, what a trade, and what damage going off there onto Vladimir. That was just kind of a smart move to lay the Satchel down too from Ziggs. Vlad had no choice but to run away from that, otherwise he was going to get knocked back.
Wow, that was... It's a fed Irelia, I think.
Oh, wow. We see the Gangplank ultimate going on down bottom. Corki's going to have to waste his flash. Janna wastes her flash as well. Gangplank is down there. Big damage going off onto Janna. Janna's going to die to Tristana. Tristana then gets the rocket jump from the cooldown passive. Valkyrie out is Corki. And I wonder if they're going to try to take this bottom lane as well. In fact, it doesn't look like it. They're possibly just going to let it... Oh, they will let it fall. So that'll be another tower going over to SynRG. And Udyr coming in there. Udyr is looking for blood, and he doesn't have the turret, though. Tristana with a good heads-up play. Ziggs with the ultimate, and Ziggs does not hit anybody with the ultimate, not able to take anyone out, and so it looks like they're going to lose 2 kills, or excuse me, 1 kill on that one, and a turret.
That wasn't very coordinated by Just the Usual, like Ziggs ultied for no reason. But Dragon is up, both teams know it, and we can possibly see a Dragon fight soon. And actually, this fight is actually going to be in the favor of Just the Usual, considering that Sona and Gangplank, they both are below half, or just about half.
Now we do see, you're right, Just the Usual does kind of have the advantage here, and I think they know it. Ziggs is sitting in there. Sona taking some big damage there from his bomb. He is just pure damage, and he's able to throw out some bombs, and it looks like Just the Usual is going to be able to pick up this dragon more or less uncontested from SynRG. So right now, just the usual with a big gold advantage now at this point. He currently has they currently have a 6 gold advantage over SynRG. They also have a 5 kill advantage, and it looks like towers are currently even. The bottom tower for Team Just the Usual is out, and mid tower for SynRG is out.
Actually, Just the Usual does have 2 dragons, right? Did they get the first dragon or did
They got both dragons, yeah.
Oh, okay, and it's pretty good considering they're like 5.7k lead on SynRG right now.
And it looks like they're possibly going to be able to get this bottom tower as well. Tristana is on her way in, and they do have a decent creep wave, although he is putting some pretty big harass onto Tristana. Corki is there. Corki hitting Janna once, hitting Janna twice, hitting Janna once more time, and they're going to kind of back out there after poking just a bit, and they're not going to take that tower right away.
Deadcap has been picked up by Ziggs, so he's going to be doing a lot more damage.
It's kind of an interesting buy for Ziggs, because doesn't he scale better with cooldown?
No. Because once he has blue buff, his Q has a 2-second cooldown. So, like... Yeah,
the Ziggs ultimate in there right away down by the turret. That's going to take so much damage that they're going to have to be forced out of lane, and that's going to give a turret to Team Just the Usual, because they have to back out after all that damage.
Oh, they're still fighting, but oh well. So, third turret has been picked up by Just the Usual. The turret count is 3-1 in favor of Just the Usual. Ooh, top lane. I think Vlad might be,
yeah, Vlad just got Blade Surge on by Irelia. Irelia is putting some pretty big damage down onto Vlad. Vlad is sitting there. He's gonna get stunned by Udyr. Also, the Ignite going on. The Ignite was a little bit of an overkill onto Vlad, but he does fall, and that's going to be another kill for Just the Usual. And Just the Usual is kind of pulling away from this game. They know that they need it. They know that if they lose, they're not going to go to the finals. So they're pulling out in a big way here.
Yep. Irelia, I think, Irelia has enough to buy her Trinity Force because she's holding on to almost 1,600 gold. So I think she might go back and buy Trinity Force.
That's going to make a difference, too, when it comes down to team fights. Just being able to... Right now, she has the Phage and the Sheen, but also having the Zeal, the more attack speed, the more movement speed, and just kind of the all-around Zeal, or the Trinity Force procs. That's going to be... It's going to be a game-changer in team fights.
Udyr actually picked up a second Oracle. Because he lost his first one now. Oh, wow. Like, they have 2 Oracles on the team because Janna picked it up too, so they're not very coordinating that right.
Well, right now, Udyr's hanging on to it. He hasn't activated it yet, so I have to imagine maybe he didn't talk to Janna beforehand. He bought it, and now he's going to wait on using it until the appropriate time.
Mm-hmm. And Gangplank also picked up Oracle. Oh, wow.
Wow, big damage going up onto Gangplank from Ziggs. Ziggs is just doing a ton of damage, and there goes the ultimate from Sona. It doesn't really hit anybody, though. And right now, just SynRG is on the run. The ultimate from Ziggs is not going to hit anybody. However, they are just going to scare everyone from SynRG off. Just the usual, grabbing another kill. There's Irelia onto Sona. Irelia is getting fed, and that might equate to a dragon now for... Excuse me, not dragon, but Baron for Team Just the Usual.
Actually... Gangplank died there and he lost Oracles there, so that's big. Like because he already way behind because of Udyr's 3-1 and 2. So yeah, that's gonna make a lot of difference. But
not only are they going to be taking down Baron, but they are also going to take a tower down bottom. So that is that's a giant play for Team Just the Usual, and this is slowly snowballing in their direction.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about slowly snowballing, because it's been snowballing since like level 3 when they got first blood on Kali.
Well, and that's the thing, is Irelia has been allowed to farm, and she's getting really fed. Look at the damage! The burst onto Akali. Akali's going to have to use her ultimate to go off onto a Wraith, but Irelia is just doing a huge amount of damage when she uses that burst. That burst from Irelia, it was just amazing. I'm kind of shocked because usually she has more sustained damage, but that burst was crazy.
I hope Pawn Gipsy builds Shirelia's on her. It's really good. Or Shirelia's or Aegis.
Yeah, Gangplank really getting a parlay off on Irelia, but she's going to go back just fine. Not going to get interrupted there. And it looks like SynRG going to make a little bit of a push here mid.
So what do you think Team SynRG can do to come back from this?
Oh, wow. Gangplank is probably going to fall. Yeah, he falls down after a satchel charge from Ziggs, and they are now on the chase. There goes the Ziggs ultimate. Look at the damage down AoE, and they are going to chase off SynRG mid lane. That's just a smart move from Just the Usual right now. Who said, you want to push our mid lane? We're going to push right back. Now Udyr is just playing tank too. He's just going to sit there. There goes the mid lane, and that is going to be another turret for Just the Usual right now. Now you were asking me a question. What were you asking?
I was asking you, what can SynRG do to come back from this game?
Oh man, I don't know at this point. One of the unfortunate things is one of your big damage dealers, the Kali, who you really kind of want to snowball and you really want to do a lot of damage, assassin style, kind of single burst onto somebody. I guess it's going to come down to team fights. If they can kind of focus on Ziggs, maybe kill Ziggs right away with a Kali, I would assume you could possibly do something, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, they did get the first inhibitor of the game, and the lead is just like, wow, 13.5k, 24 minutes in. That's a big lead.
Yeah, Just the Usual really taking advantage of that lead, really taking advantage of the top lane more or less failing. I mean, Akali just was smoked by Aurelia, and they're just taking total advantage of it. They're
getting dragons, so that's going to put them a little more ahead.
So it looks like Just the Usual more or less taking this pretty handedly right now. Yeah, somebody says in chat, I'm betting Udyr gets banned next game. From the tournament so far that I've seen with Just the Usual, ban Udyr. Ban him fast.
Yeah, like I said like the first time you shoutcasted the game, I'm like, either they're going to ban Udyr or they're going to first pick him, because Just the Usual has a really, really good Udyr player on their team.
Yeah, if you want to see Just the Usual, I do have the video on demand from their earlier round. Actually, I think it was round number 2 they played. And I do have the video on demand up on our YouTube, on my YouTube, if you want to check it out, youtube.com/oneregards. And you can see Udyr just destroying, I think it was game number 2, Udyr just destroyed that game. He started with a 2-0 advantage, I think, after 3 minutes into the game, and it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw him, I just saw that game a little bit, and I do think it's another game where like he had a recurve bow like 2 minutes in the game, 3 minutes in the game.
Yeah, his first item back was a recurve bow. He had recurve bow and boots, which is just crazy.
Yeah.
So we're going to see Just the Usual kind of making their way around, starting to push out the lanes. And this is one of the things I love watching teams do, especially when you start getting into the competitive League of Legends, is you see teams really start to take control of the map. You start to see the lanes getting pushed out, you start to see the wards getting placed down, and really start to just shove things towards the other enemy's nexus. And that's exactly what Just the Usual is doing right now. Yeah,
because right now, I don't know why they were at mid, but that lane is already going to be pushed because they have the inhibitor. Supermans are going to push the lane, so the best thing to do right now is either to push top or to push bot, because then they'll be forced to defend mid, and they can easily get another lane out of it.
Well, it looks like they are going to push down the turret at top lane, and top lane is going to get pushed down really fast. They're possibly going to get another one. There goes the Shirley's off. Tristana getting hit very hard. Sona with her ultimate. Janna with her ultimate. Some big-time damage. The ultimate also from Gangplank going off. The first kill really on Tristana. Corki takes out Gangplank. More damage being done. Akali's going to fall. There goes the ultimate. Corki with another kill. Corki with the triple kill. And they are going to also take out this inhibitor. I have to imagine this is GG.
Yeah, I think the game goes to Just the Usual. They played really good. I'm gonna give it to them. Like, they really did play good. Like, every lane did good, especially top lane, because Aurelia did snowball off Akali thanks to the Udyr ganks.
Well,
so yeah.
I'm a little surprised at the Akali Vladimir pick. I mean, I guess it sort of makes sense, but they did a great job. Just the Usual did a great job counter-picking that, and they picked Aurelia, and Aurelia just did a great job against Akali. There was nothing they could do.
True. Who do you think the MVP of that game was? I think it would either be Aurelia or Udyr, because Udyr had a lot of pressure top. He won Aurelia the game. But Aurelia did end up carrying the game.